Okie dokie, SoundSpiral Tech Demo number 3. To start off with, we've got a matrix mixer. So here we have audio inputs on the left coming into the unit and audio outputs on the bottom going out of the unit. And this allows for any input to be mixed to any output. Now, bearing in mind we've got 48 speakers and probably in excess of 48 sounds going in, this is going to be a very clumsy metaphor to have to use as an interface, because we have to change one input at a time, and making a movement across the space is going to be rather difficult. So instead I'm building an interface. Let me just get rid of this graphic a second. So now what you see, these white blobs represent the speaker positions within the SoundSpiral. There's 8 in a row and 6 across a hoop. The green bit represents the volume of this little source, which I can drag about here. So this square with a white outline represents a sound coming into the system, and we can then use this to mix across multiple parts of the matrix all at once. So the net effect is we can then drag a sound through the space, over each hoop, up and down the space as we go. Further to this, we can automatically get it to fly around in its own trajectory. So if that was the sound of, oh, I don't know, a fly, then it would be getting really annoying, zooming up and down the space, making a nuisance of itself. To that we can add even more inputs, and each of these different colours represents a different sound. So we can then build our spatial picture of what's going on with the sounds that we want to throw in. There's no point giving you an audio demo of this, because I can only record in mono on the phone, so you won't really get much of a picture of what's going on. So just look at it from a picture's point of view, we can move all of these different sounds throughout the space in any direction and in any speed we like. This is running at the moment in the synthetic development environment, and eventually this will run as a VST plugin in Repo, which is the host we're going to be using to mix to the system with. So if you want to have a play around with this, eventually it'll be a free download from the SoundSpiral site, and we can pile in as many inputs as we need. Well, hopefully as many as we need. We've got the option to use 48 at the moment, and we can throw them about in the space and route them about the place. So this is what I've been doing for the last couple of days, figuring all this out. This works live, and it runs quite nicely actually. I've got over here some scopes which show the first 4 speaker positions for the first 4 sounds, and as it runs it's keeping track of what's modulating, what's mixing, what's moving and what's static, so that what would take up an inordinate amount of computer processor power if it was all static and mixed in line as it happens, some of it was switching off on the way to save resources. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, then don't worry, it's just lots of pretty squares. Just think that each coloured square represents a different sound at a different volume in a different place within the rig, and eventually you'll be able to come and see and hear for yourself how this works. More stuff later.